Hello everybody, welcome to Oxford News This Week. I'm Terry Stiles with my co-host Jim Hughes.
And I'm with the host of the program, Terry Stiles.
And in this week's news, township survey results are in and preparing for the school year with the new funds and regulations and sending off summer with some shindig and celebration. Sit back, stay tuned, we'll be right back. This is Oxford News This Week. So the results of the Oxford Township's Master Plan Survey are in. The Master Plan Survey collected results between December of 2023 to February of this year, 24. The Master Plan outlines the future vision of the community's land use and development over the next 10 to 20 years. It includes goals, objectives, and policies for public facilities, and infrastructure. The survey results now released to the public will be used by the Township's Planning Commission in creating the new master plan. Over 800 people responded to the survey, including business owners, residents, and respondents outside of the township. The first section details demographic results such as income and gender before transitioning to what respondents currently like and wish to improve or change about the township. The top likes from all respondents included the lakes, rivers, and natural areas, family and friends, and parks and recreation facilities. The top 3 changes offered by respondents included more recreational opportunities, increased pedestrian safety, and more shopping options. To view the survey results, visit the Charter Township of Oxford Facebook page. Jim?
The Oxford Community School District will receive over $200,000 in grant funding from the Stronger Connections grant program through the Michigan Department of Education. The money comes from bipartisan Safer Communities Act, signed back into law by President Joe Biden back in June of 2022. The Safer Communities Act provides additional support for states and districts to promote safer, more inclusive, and positive school environments. Through the Act, the Michigan Department of Education has been able to competitively award subgrants to boards of education whose districts are in need of mental health and other services. Oxford is among 76 school districts and public charter schools that will benefit from over $20 million in funding. Funds can be used to promote safety, violence prevention programs, anti-bullying plans, fair discipline policies and practices, drug-free environments, and increased student access to mental health and support services. State Superintendent Dr. Michael Rice said this type of funding is important given the cuts in school mental health funding in the state of the 2025 budget. Terry.
The Oxford Village Police Department is now enforcing new regulations on student drop-off and pickup. For parents and guardians of Oxford Middle School students, this means the end of cutting through a neighborhood without consequences. OCTV reporter Allison Miller spoke with Chief Mike Sowald to learn more about the changes.
Please, if you do have a child that's going to the Oxford Lakes or to the Oxford Middle School, please don't come through Oxford Lakes and drop your kid off. Just go to the school and drop them off. I know everybody's got places to be, but we'd prefer you just to go to the school. And I know the folks on the street would prefer you to go to the school, so that way they can have peace finally on the street once and for all. And then we're getting the message out on TV. We're going to get the message out with the Oxford Leader. I'm going to put it on our Facebook site. So we're putting it in the atmosphere just to let everybody know, hey, this is what we're doing. For people that didn't see it, we're going to educate them and verbally tell them when we're out here as well. I mean, we can't be out here all the time, but we're going to be out here as much as we can, like always. And then it's going to get to the point to where, unfortunately, this is something we don't want to have to do, is have to write citations for not paying attention to the sign. And that violation will be avoiding a traffic control device, because we've got a traffic control device telling you no school drop off or pickup. And if you decide to not listen to the sign, then it will be avoiding a traffic control device, which is a 2-point violation, and a $140 fine. So we're not in the business to see how many tickets we can hand out. That's not what it's about. It's about, hey, what can we do to bring peace to the folks that live on the street and get people to, still drop their kids off, but do it in the rightful manner and not on the street where people live.
To view the full interview and more information, visit the Oxford Community Television YouTube site and Facebook page. Jim?
The Oxford Township Parks and Recreation presents the Senior Day at the Detroit Zoo. The Detroit Zoo is holding special day for seniors in Macomb, Oakland, and Wayne counties. That'll come up on September 11th. The Tri-County residents age 62 and older, I qualify, when adult guests receive an admission and parking without needing to make reservations. As a part of their active aging travel programming, the Oxford Township Parks and Rec is offering transportation and a snack for local seniors to experience the special event without worrying about making the drive. Senior Day includes an entertainment from Harmony United Choir Chorus, informational tram tours around the zoo, a bingo tent and prizes, animal engagements, and senior resource area and special programming. The event helps support the Detroit Zoological Society by providing memorable experiences and equitable opportunities that encourage appreciation and stewardship of nature. Visitors might even have a chance to see the zoo and the new historic baby gorilla. Born 2 weeks ago, the baby is the first gorilla born into the zoo in 96 years history. Zoo Senior Day transportation will depart from the Oxford Senior Center at 9:30 in the morning and then return home 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Those interested in registering for the day trip to the zoo can contact the Senior Center by calling 248-628-1720. Terry?
Well, there's still time to sign up and learn how to save a life. The Alliance of Coalitions for Healthy Communities is a substance misuse prevention and wellness umbrella organized in Oakland County. Through recovery support and education, the Alliance attempts to reduce harm. On top of installing Save a Life stations, the Alliance offers free online Save a Life training. The next training date is coming up fast and there's still time to register. The class helps participants learn how to administer Narcan nasal spray in the event of an opioid overdose, as well as signs and symptoms on when and how to save the life. The 1-hour interactive class is presented by the certified Narcan and CPR trained instructor from Alliance. One Save a Life Narcan kit will be mailed directly to the participants once essential forms have been completed. Registration is required and is open up to 1 hour before the training. Presentations take place at 7 p.m. and the next date is August 27th. To register, visit the Alliance's website at alliancemi.org. Jim?
More details have been actually released in the future in the former site of the Palace of Auburn Hills, the former concert venue, home of the Detroit Pistons, closed back in 2017 when the team moved on to the LCA Little Caesars Arena in downtown Detroit. After being demolished by a wrecking ball in 2020, construction began earlier this past summer. A 700,000 square foot GM supplier, approximately 40,000 square feet of retail space. Details from a conceptual site plans from the development, Shostak Brothers and Company, called the Palace Research and Technology Park. The site will also have 100 acres and features walkable campus filled with outdoor community spaces. Site plans include 2 restaurants and a retail area anchored by the pedestrian-oriented storefronts. The area is zoned 7 types of uses, including corporate headquarters, technology, research, medical, retail, hotel use. The GM facility will be supplier of Orion's assembly plant, which is currently being converted to produce the Chevrolet Silverado electric vehicle. The developer has not yet announced a completion date. We're looking forward to some use of that area down near the old palace. Terry.
An 87-year-old man is the 11th drowning victim in Oakland County this year after his body was found in Sylvan Lake 2 weeks ago. Louis William Petro was recovered late in the evening after his unattended boat was found drifting in the lake hours earlier. Petro was a regular boater who had taken his boat out alone earlier in the afternoon. When other boaters noticed the unoccupied watercraft, they tied up the boat and notified authorities. After hours of searching, divers with the Oakland County Sheriff's Office and the Southeast Michigan Dive Group found him about 200 feet from shore. Petro was not wearing a life jacket, and no evidence of drug or alcohol use was found. In a statement, the Oakland County Sheriff Mike Bouchard said that while the Sheriff's Office doesn't know exactly what happened in this case, they're encouraging those who are not strong swimmers or those who are alone in the water to consider using a flotation device. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, drowning deaths in the U.S. are rising for the first time in decades, particularly for young children and older adults. So be careful out there. Jim?
Oh yeah, put them flotation devices on there. In our Behind the Lens segment, back to school, as much as we might hate or love to say it, summer is almost over, and these photos, smiling faces might just tell how they feel. Oxford Community Schools welcomed back their administrative and support professionals last week to start the year strong with laptops open, notebooks out, and coffee and breakfast keeping them going. These hardworking helpers are ready to rock, have a spectacular school year. Oh yeah, summer is coming to an end, and we're looking forward to another great season of football and watching all the Oxford Wildcats. Good stuff there.
Yep, sure
anyways,
is.
I tell you, going out on a lake. You live on a lake. I'm sure
Yeah.
everybody goes on. You have a boat, don't you? Or,
We do.
And you guys, everybody wears a flotation device usually.
Well, we have a pontoon.
Okay.
So we have flotation devices on the boat.
Right.
And then, yes, I also have a kayak, and we use the flotation
Yeah.
device in the kayak. It's just, things can happen so quickly. My
Yeah.
niece actually turned over in ours,
Oh,
and
no.
she got stuck underneath. So, yeah, you have to be really careful when you're out there. I'm so surprised to hear about all the drownings that we've had in
Yeah,
Oakland
I know
County
Sheriff
this year.
Bouchard has been mentioning that
Yeah,
a lot. I mean,
he's-
it's hard to believe. I mean, I'm thinking right now, I don't know if it was in your story or not, but I think I know four alone just in the area
In
here.
this area, yeah.
So
It's really scary.
put on that life
Yeah.
jacket for God's sakes.
Yeah, that's the only way to survive is to make sure you're safe with life preservers of some sort.
Coming up, Gary Stiles at the end of this newscast will have in our last story. It's called Sending Summer Off with a Smile. Also, Dave Kenny, he always makes us smile with his Auto Talk and Science
Sure
in the
does.
News. I'll have a brief look at sports. You are watching Oxford News This Week.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome to this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny, and these stories are taken from Automotive News. In our first story, General Motors is recalling 24,000 all-wheel drive midsize electric crossovers in North America because of a software fault that causes the anti-lock braking system to falsely activate. The recall affects 2023 to 2024 Cadillac Lyriq models, the first electric vehicle produced by Cadillac. The ABS may activate at speeds below 25 miles an hour on dry surfaces, reducing brake effectiveness and increasing the risk of a crash, according to documents filed with NHTSA on August 8th. The majority of the affected units are in the U.S., but about 2,700 are being recalled in Canada and 140 in Mexico. GM began investigating the issue in the spring after 2 minor accidents were reported as a result of possible brake failure, according to the NHTSA filing. A potentially related complaint was received in October of 2023. The investigation revealed that certain wheel movements can cause the ABS to continuously release brake pressure. GM will update the faulty electric brake control module software to fix the issue. Owners can accept the update over the air without visiting a dealership or schedule an appointment at a Cadillac store. Dealers are already applying the update to vehicles in their possession, GM spokesman Bill Grott said. The condition only occurs under very rare circumstances and at low speeds, he says. GM is not aware of any injuries or fatalities related to the issue. Dealer notifications began August 8th, and owners will be notified by September 23rd. And in our next story, Ford Motor Company and Mazda Motor Corporation issued advisories to drivers of certain vehicles still affected by faulty Takata airbags and inflators that can cause potentially severe or fatal injuries. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has previously warned that airbag inflators could explode in impacted vehicles, sending potentially deadly sharp metal fragments flying and striking the driver or passengers. Ford has issued drivers with impacted vehicles, has urged them anyhow, to impacted vehicles to contact dealerships immediately for repairs. The recall includes specific models of vehicles such as Ranger trucks, Mustang and GT sports cars, Fusion sedans, and some utility vehicles, including the popular Edge model, among others. Ford said roughly 765,600 airbag inflators in its vehicles, including about 374,300 in the U.S., continue to remain affected by the issue globally. Ford added that it continues contacting customers about these previously issued recalls, with more than 121 million outreach attempts in the U.S. And Mazda estimates that about 83,000 of its U.S. vehicles were affected, including models such as its CX-7 crossovers and RX-8 sports cars. In July, BMW also recalled about 394,000 vehicles in the U.S. for the same issue. Since 2009, more than 30 deaths, including at least 26 in the U.S., and hundreds of injuries have been attributed to Takata airbags installed in vehicles from various automakers. Over the past decade, more than 100 million vehicles with Takata airbag inflators have been recalled worldwide. Once the world's leading supplier of airbags, Takata filed for bankruptcy in 2017 following the scandal. The business was later acquired by what is now known as Joyson Safety Systems. Well, that's it for this edition of Auto Talk. I'm Dave Kenny. Stay safe. Stay tuned to Oxford Community Television.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
And we are back here on OCTV in the sporting section. Can't wait for the fall sports to begin. We are ready for football. Wildcat Nation is ready. The Oxford High School varsity football team began their season last Monday with their practice. Take a look at some of the photos here. Last season, the team went 4-6, finishing 5th in the Oakland Red Division, 29th in the Division of 1 playoffs. This year, they hope the Claws come out and the Cats, and they make their way into the finals. But win or lose, the team always has to make its school and community proud. We are rooting for the Wildcats. OCTV, of course, will be there, capturing it as well as we can on TV. As we went to local football season to swing into, the Detroit Lions are dealing with a series of injuries to have fans worried. The NFL preseason is well underway, with Lions taking on the New York Giants, Kansas City Chiefs, and the Pittsburgh Steelers this month before the season opener against the LA Rams and, my favorite quarterback, Matt Stafford. That'll take place on September 8th. Even though practice has just begun, the Lions are down several players. ESPN actually reporting 15 players as of last week, even though the number might be worrying to some Lions fans. Coach Dan Campbell said he thinks the team will be fine. In a radio interview on 97.1 The Ticket, Campbell addressed the hamstring injury and running back Jameer Gibbs' pectoral injury, and the cornerback Terrian Arnold and wide receiver Antoine Green, the concussion he sustained. The injuries have forced Campbell to change the Lions' practice plans and even some of the lineups. Campbell said it is likely that most starters won't play in the upcoming preseason games. That's typical. The Lions' next preseason game will be coming up on August 24th. It'll be a Saturday game. We are looking forward to the regular season as well. That's sports. Stay tuned. We have more coming up. Dave Kenny has another segment. Terry has our last story today. In our last story, it's called Sending Off Summer with a Smile. We're back in just a moment.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. So if you want to talk to your kids, you got to get it trending. I was just trying to get your attention.
Could I just ask?
Visit talkaboutVaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
Welcome to Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny, and this story is taken from New Scientist. Microwave ovens in homes, offices, and laboratories are home to a surprising diversity of bacteria. Although microwaves are widely used to heat up food and sterilize samples, the radiation they emit is non-ionizing, which means that it doesn't damage biological molecules. They heat things up by making water molecules vibrate, but this only kills bacteria if they reach a high enough temperature. Nonetheless, repeated bouts of heating and drying mean that microwaves were thought to be a difficult environment for microorganisms to survive in. Manuel Porcar at the University of Valencia in Spain and his colleagues took samples from 30 microwave ovens, 10 from single household domestic kitchens, 10 from shared kitchens such as corporate centers, scientific institutes, and cafeterias, and 10 from molecular biology and microbiology laboratories. In total, the researchers found 747 different genera of bacteria within 25 bacterial phyla. Diversity was lowest in single household microwaves and highest in laboratory appliances. Many of the bacteria found in shared domestic microwaves and the single household microwaves overlapped and were similar to the bacteria often found on human hands and in other parts of the kitchen. This suggests microbes don't need special adaptations to survive in a microwave, perhaps because food fragments protect them from radiation, says Porcar. However, those in labs where food was not cooked were more distinct and were similar to the microbiome found in other extreme dry and hot and irradiated environments such as on solar panels. The researchers noted that some bacteria found in domestic microwaves, such as Klebsiella, Anthracoccus, and Aeromonas, may pose a risk to human health. However, they say that microbial population found in microwaves does not present a unique or increased risk compared with other common kitchen surfaces. What is clear is that one cannot trust a microwave to be a cleaner environment in terms of microorganisms compared to any other kitchen surface. They must be clean like the rest of the kitchen, says Porcar. Belinda Ferrari at the University of New South Wales in Australia says she's not surprised at all that the researchers found bacteria living in microwaves. They can survive in almost any extreme exposure environment and they can adapt to everything, she says. Ferrari recommends regularly cleaning microwaves with disinfectant products. Some workplace microwaves are disgusting and no one cleans them, she says. She would like to see more information in the study about when the microwaves were last cleaned. If I were doing this experiment, she says, I would also like to study the biome before and after cleaning. Well, clean them up, and that's it for this edition of Science in the News. I'm Dave Kenny.
And in our last story, If it's possible, sending summer off with a smile. If you're feeling down about the season coming to close shortly, don't fret. There's tons of fun and activities to be found this weekend to enjoy the sunshine while it lasts. Dragon on the Lake presents the Orion Arts Center in Lake Orion, runs from Friday to this Sunday. This is the 15th year of the festival, which includes dragon boat races on Lake Orion Lake, an art fair, a chalk art contest, live music, and more. The event is Nonprofit Art Center's largest fundraising of the year. You know, in Royal Oak, the Chutney Festival, which sounds great, returns to Royal Oak Farmers Market as Michigan's largest South Asian and West Indian street food festival. The Friday evening event is complete with an after-party, performances, vibrant artistry, and a diverse range of vendors. And finally, the Hazel Park Art Fair is this weekend. It is free to the public, and attendees can experience live art while they shop through performances, exhibits, and demonstrations. Have a fun and safest weekend.
A lot of stuff still going on. I love the fall, actually. I mean, we have, a lot of things that happen in the fall. You go to your cider mills.
Yeah,
Used to take the boys to cider mills, and then I know, the thing that we had tickets here before were
that
Renaissance Festival.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know, there's quite a few things there. I mean, fall is a great time.
It really is. If you have to welcome something, fall is the best time
Colors
of year
in
to
Michigan,
welcome.
if you haven't seen
It's
Colors
gorgeous.
up north, unbelievable.
Right. It is gorgeous, and safe travel. If you're going on that Labor Day weekend, last of the summer trip, safe travel to everyone.
And in the segment we come to know and love, have not love or labeled, and I'm not quite sure where we stand with this, but what is Terry listening to in the car now?
Well, actually, I
means
keep
there's
throwing
something
you
coming.
for a loop. I have three friends who
She has a
wrote
friend.
books,
Good.
and they all came out at the same time.
Cool.
One of them is called "You'll Know It When You See It."
You'll know it when
and
you see it.
It's a girl I graduated with in Lake Orion, and she actually sold everything, retired, and bought a van, and she travels around the country. And so it's all about van living and paying attention to your soul and your psyche.
Oh, wow.
She's got little recipes in there for people that live in vans, how to clean out your cooler and make great meals. And it's really a very interesting book written by Judy Ayers.
Now, is that on tape or you got to read that one?
I'm reading that one.
Oh, you got to read it.
Yeah, I got to take the
No
time
one-
to sit
not in
down
the car.
and read. Yeah, I have another one and two more that I have to read of friends, and I'll tell you about
Okay,
those
so-
when I'm reading them. But you can get her book. She's from Lake Orion.
Right.
On Amazon. You can order it, and it is
How do you spell the
again
name?
called
Do you know how to spell the name? Judy Ayers, right?
Ayers. I believe it's Ayers, and that's a nom de plume. So
Nom de
I'm
plume.
not really sure about how to spell it.
Okay, no
but
problem.
the name of the book is "You'll Know It When You See It."
Oh, that's easy to remember.
Judy.
Judy.
Wrote it. So hopefully that'll make you
trying to help.
remember. Anyhow, that's it. So
Hey,
it's
good.
an
Well, so we
interesting
got
book.
two more books she's going to have to read up, and we'll
I do.
she'll
I'll
let
tell you
us
about
know.
those.
It's called the Cherry Styles Book Club without any graphics or anything. It's the way we like to do it. Okay.
Unofficial.
OCTV can be viewed on Spectrum Charter Channel 191, Channel 99 on the AT&T Uverse system. Check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, Amazon Fire Stick, and of course the beloved and only at my house, Roku.
Your favorite.
If you have a show idea and would like to volunteer, contact us at OCTV. Give our office a call at 248-628-9658. Make sure to ask for Dave or either Dave or Terry. Special thank you, producer and director who's in front of us right now, Kyle Stage, news writer extraordinaire, and the director, I guess you'd call her, Allison Miller, station manager Terry Stiles, for everyone here in the abode here at OCTV. I'm Jim Hughes, hoping you have a safe week. I invite you back next time, and again, we will take a look at Oxford News this week.
Bye-bye.